Hello everyone, and welcome back to our history series for UPSC aspirants. Today we're time traveling way down south to an era that's as poetic as it is powerful, the Sangam Age. Now I know what you might be thinking, another ancient history topic, more dates, more kings. But trust me, the Sangam Age is different. It's like the Game of Thrones of ancient India, but with more poetry and less, well, you know. So, what exactly is the Sangam Age? Imagine this. Somewhere between the 3rd century BCE and the 3rd century CE, the southern tip of India, a region called Tamilakam, which is basically modern-day Tamil Nadu and Kerala, was buzzing with activity, and at the heart of this buzz were the Sangams. What's a Sangam? Think of it as a massive literature festival, or a Comic-Con for poets, but way more epic. Legend says there were 3 of these Sangams, or assemblies of Tamil poets, held in ancient times, mostly under the royal patronage of the Pandya kings of Madurai. These poets weren't just writing sappy love poems, they were creating a literary legacy that gives us a direct window into their world. This collection of literature is what we call Sangam literature, and it's our primary source for this period. Sadly, most of the works from the first 2 Sangams are lost to time. It's the 3rd Sangam that gave us the treasure trove we have today. Now let's talk about the big players of this era, the 3 crowned kings, or the Moovendars. These were the Cheras, the Cholas, and the Pandyas. Imagine them as the 3 great houses of South India, each controlling their own territory and constantly vying for supremacy. First up, the Cheras. They controlled the central and northern parts of Kerala and the Kongu region of Tamil Nadu. Their capital was Vanji, and their main ports were Muziris and Tondi. Think of the Cheras as the masters of the west coast. Their emblem was the bow and arrow, which is pretty cool, right? One of their most celebrated rulers was Sangutuvan, the Red Chera. Not only was he a formidable warrior, but he also introduced the Patini cult, or the worship of Kanagi as the ideal wife. We know about him from the epic Silappadikaram. So for your exam, remember Cheras, west coast, Vanji, bow and arrow, and the legendary Sangutuvan. Next, we move east to the Cholas. Their kingdom was in the Kaveri Delta, a super fertile area that became known as Cholamandalam, which the Europeans later called Coromandel. Their inland capital was Urayur, famous for its cotton trade, and their port capital was the legendary Puhar, also known as Kaveripattinam. The Chola emblem was a tiger, fierce and powerful. The greatest Chola king of this era was, without a doubt, Karikala. This guy was a legend. He built the Kalanai Dam across the Kaveri River, which is one of the oldest water regulation structures in the world still in use. He was also a great warrior who defeated a confederacy of Cheras and Pandyas. So Cholas mean Kaveri Delta, tiger emblem, and the master builder, Karikala. And finally we have the Pandyas, who ruled from Madurai. As patrons of the Tamil Sangams, they were the cultural heart of the region. Their emblem was the fish, which might seem a bit less intimidating than a tiger or a bow, but don't be fooled. The Pandyas were renowned for their patronage of arts and their profitable pearl fisheries. The port of Korkai was a major center for the pearl trade, attracting merchants from as far as Rome. A famous Pandya king was Nedunjelian, who is praised in literature for defeating a massive combined army of his rivals. So for Pandyas, Madurai, fish emblem, and patrons of the Sangams. Now, what was life like for the common person during the Sangam age? Sangam literature gives us a beautiful, detailed picture. The society was organized around clans, and the economy was a mix of agriculture, hunting, fishing, and a whole lot of trade. This wasn't some isolated corner of the world. The Tamils were master seafarers. Archaeological evidence from places like Arikamidu shows extensive trade with the Roman Empire. They exported spices like pepper, which the Romans called black gold, along with pearls, ivory, and fine textiles. In return, they imported Roman wine, gold coins, and pottery. Imagine Roman traders haggling in the markets of Muziris. The literature divides the land into 5 tinais, or ecozones, each with its own distinct way of life, its own gods, and its own culture. You had the Kurinji, or hilly regions, for hunters, Palai, the arid desert-like lands, Mulai, the pastoral forests, Marutam, the fertile riverine plains for farmers, and Naithal, the coastal areas for fishermen and traders. This classification shows how deeply their lives were connected to their environment. Religion was also fascinating. They worshipped local deities like Murugan, the god of the hills and war, who remains a primary deity in Tamil Nadu today. But we also see the gradual influence of Vedic traditions from the north. The Sangam poems are primarily secular, focusing on two main themes, Akam and Puram. Akam deals with the inner world, love, relationships, and emotions. Puram deals with the outer world, war, heroism, ethics, and governance. This tells us they valued both personal feelings and public duty. So why did this glorious era come to an end? Around the 3rd century CE, the Sangam age started to decline. The reasons aren't crystal clear, but one major factor was the invasion of a group called the Calabras. The traditional texts call this period a dark age because these new rulers didn't follow the established norms and didn't patronize the poets in the same way. For about 3 centuries, the Calabras held sway over the Tamil country, disrupting the old order of the Cheras, Cholas, and Pandyas. It was only later, around the 6th century CE, that the Pandyas and the Pallavas rose to push out the Calabras and begin a new chapter in South Indian history. So, to wrap it all up for your UPSC prep, the Sangam age is defined by its unique Tamil literature. The political landscape was dominated by the Moovendars, the Cheras, Cholas, and Pandyas. Their economy was booming, fueled by agriculture and extensive maritime trade with Rome. The society was diverse, with life organized around the 5 Tinais, and it all came to a pause with the arrival of the Calabras. It's a period rich with stories of valor, love, and trade, all captured in beautiful poetry. It's not just a list of kings and battles. It's the story of a vibrant, sophisticated civilization that has profoundly shaped the culture of South India. I hope this journey into the Sangam age was fun and insightful. Don't just memorize the facts. Try to imagine the poets reciting their verses in the courts of Madurai, the Roman ships docking at Puhar, and King Karikala overseeing the construction of his grand dam. That's how history truly comes alive. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more content, and hit that notification bell. Let me know in the comments what topic you'd like us to cover next. Until then, happy studying.